Hello people, back again, and today I'm going to talk about a game called Warhammer 40K Darktide. Now this game, it was released last year, in 2022, and it's only just come to Game Pass, I believe either early this month, or it was the end of last month, or something like that anyway. So the game's been around for about a year or something like that, and this game is a spiritual successor to the Warhammer 40K Vermintide series, which was released in 2015, so that means this game is obviously been released and created because the first game was extremely good. Well, extremely good. It's kind of debatable, but it is a good game so far. I've been playing Darktide now for about a week or two, something like that, and I'm really getting into the game simply because this game is one of the games which you can start playing and you don't really need to get too involved in the game. Regarding, there's not much. It's not too complicated. Basically, the game plays. You're just a strike team and you fight enemies, and that's it. And you accomplish goals in the levels when you're doing this. Such as, it plays very similar to games such as Back 4 Blood and Left 4 Dead. Them games, it is pretty much very similar, except this game brings something a little bit new to the table. Because the Warhammer 40k universe is absolutely pretty kind of messed up, it's kind of interesting. So it's like, in my opinion, this game, the lore, the backstory, and everything like that, it reminds me of if you've ever played any Doom game ever, and you play Doom Eternal and the Doom 2016 game, and you look and you think, holy shit, this is like futuristic but extremely messed up at the same time. It's like that. It's like you just see things and it's like, this is so far-fetched and fucked up, it's beyond belief. Like people having their lips and ears removed, they're replaced with like mechanical masks that stick to them, eyeballs missing with like cybernetic implants in, robotic arms, and you just see it like peeled flesh, and you're like, ugh, that's disgusting, but so messed up and creepy. It's like really fucked up. It's like if you've ever seen the film Event Horizon with Sam Neill in, it's a bit like that kind of thing, like space horror. That's what it's called, space horror. Just absolutely just messed up things just like that. You're also gonna have to excuse me for this video because I've been full of a cold for the last week, but don't you worry, I am on paracetamol and I am Lemsips, I am on Threpsos, I am on absolutely everything. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, just forgive the voice for now. Now, the 40k universe is extremely in depth. I'm only just starting to get really involved into the lore as we speak. But the main thing to realize when you're looking into 40k is there's actually two different universes. There's the Age of Sigma and there's also the 40k universe. Now, they're both two completely separate things, not to be confused with each other. Now, some people will speculate saying that the Age of Sigma is where the God Emperor of Mankind is sat in his golden throne, Corbin's Halls, and he's still battling demons through the warp, and that's where he is Sigma in the Warhammer Age of Sigma series. Complete bullshit. That is not true. That is fake. That is speculation. And if you want to challenge me on that, please write in the comments, but that is not true. They are both two completely separate universes, and let's just leave it at that, okay? Moving on. So, Warhammer 40k Darktide. Now, you can. What's different with this game as opposed to Left 4 Dead and Back 4 Blood and other games like that is the fact that you can actually create a character. You can create a character at the start of the game and you can give him a class, you can give him a backstory, you can actually pick his early life, middle life, and later life, and then it kind of rolls into one thing and then it generates character backstory for your character. So that means you can actually engage in some form of role playing element. It's also fantastic. So yeah, that's good. Obviously, the classes are you can have the Augurin, you can have the Veterans, you can have the Zealots, and you can also have the Psychers. Now, the Psychers are like your mages, the Augurin are your tanks, the Veterans are obviously like your damage characters, and the Zealots, in my opinion, are more like your healers to a degree ish, something like that. Basic meta, you see this meta in pretty much every single game, which is pretty decent. I mean, you got this meta in the Destiny games, League of Legends, and Dota games, shooters such as Paladins and Overwatch. This seems to be a concurrent meta which you're going to see in pretty much every single online game series you ever play, which is normal, of course. Obviously, Back 4 Blood, it didn't do that, or Left 4 Dead, so there was no actual meta in them games, and them games got extremely samey. It was beyond belief. Now, this game's kind of good because you can also buy new weapons, which you actually keep. You can buy new weapons you actually keep. You can upgrade your weapons. You can buy cosmetic for your weapons. You can buy cosmetics for your character. And every time you finish a raid, you also unlock Emperor's Gifts. which could be new guns, new cosmetic items, X, Y, and Z. And you can also get resources where you can upgrade the weapons you have also, which is pretty cool, in my opinion. Excuse me, people. Time some water. Just got dry mouth. Now, how does this game differ from, for example, Back 4 Blood? Well, in Back 4 Blood, I did a review about Back 4 Blood, and I thought the game was the shit. Because the truth is, it really was. The game Back 4 Blood was just pieced together bunches of shit. Whereas this game, Darktide, is kind of different. With Back 4 Blood, you didn't get to create a character, you picked a character. Or, if you was as unlucky as I were, you got thrown into a game and the character was picked for you. Now, in Back 4 Blood, for example, people will disagree with me, but every time you got killed or your team lost, you started a campaign again, right from level 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. People say you don't have to do that. No, you can't. You can search for a game and pick them levels, but there's not that many people that were actually doing that. There were people that were setting up campaigns to start from the beginning to the end, so you always ended up pretty much in them games, or you never found a game at all. So, this game, Darktide, you actually get to pick your level, and the levels create new levels, and there's plenty of levels, and you can also set the level difficulty as well. You select the level first. Obviously, you've got your character, you've got your loadouts already, and then it just puts you into a game in less than 2 minutes, and that's it. You're playing the level you want to play, and that's that. And then when you win the level, you get EXP, and you get like some new weapons or some shit like that, which is good. Back 4 Blood never actually did that. You always had the same fucking shit weapons all the time. And yeah, there was nothing to get into. It's just a zombie apocalypse game with Back 4 Blood, weren't it? Which there's nothing wrong with that, but there's a problem when your online play is a bit damaged to the point where when someone leaves the game, they just chuck you straight into the game and it comes in midway through with somebody else's party and they don't really want you there and you're already dying, you've no guns, or something like that. It's just absolutely time wasting. I mean, Back 4 Blood people, I've got a stream on here somewhere, just looking at it, just shit how you dealt these hands. At least with this game, yes, if someone leaves a match, they'll put you into the match, but because you've already clicked on that map, you're going to go there anyway, unless you click on quick play at the top. And you get more XP for a quick play. I think I know why. That's because you're going to get more XP because you're taking a bullet because somebody else already left their team, so they're going to put you straight into their team. So yeah, people, this game kind of reminds me of also Destiny. Do you know the game's Destiny where you could have strike teams and do a player versus enemy thing, like raids? It's like that, which is pretty good. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Everything's good with that. Like I said, the game's not too in-depth like that. You basically just make a character, you have weapons, you click on levels, you're a strike team of up to 4 people, and you just do the level, and that's it. And they are kind of challenging as well. You do get challenged, but you don't get like overwhelmingly challenged because the game's obviously got like some sort of built-in matchmaking system, which kind of helps you win. So you really do have the 50% matchmaking system. So I've only ever lost, I think, 2 matches, and I've won like mid-next 20. That's because the matchmaking system's really fucking good. For example, if I'm level 4, I'm going to be in a match with level 1s and 6s and stuff. But I'm guessing if you're level 30, then you're going to be with late level 20s and level 30s, and then the levels are going to get a lot more difficult with the advantage of getting better loot at the end of these more difficult levels. If that makes any sense, which it should do. What else did I want to cover? There was... I cannot remember what it is. Oh, yes. There should be a player versus player mode. That would be really good. If the game wanted to completely complete itself as a whole, then there should be a player versus player. That would be fun. Like the Crucible in Destiny, that would be very, very good. Another thing that would be good is if your cosmetics actually did something. Now they might do, I might not have paid attention, but to my knowledge, you can't exactly get armor or anything like that. You have a standard health and that's it. Another thing I don't like is the level cap's level 30. The level cap's level 30, but you can still keep earning EXP once you get to level 30. Now that's a problem. Now why is that a problem? Because that's it. There's no longevity in the game then. Once you get to level 30, you've hit the end goal and you don't want to, you just get EXP, you don't get anything else. That means by that time you've probably done every single level, got probably all the best guns, all the best cosmetic gear, and you've hit level 30. So the developers haven't actually done anything to substitute a longevity towards this game because there isn't any. Once you get to that stage, you might as well stop playing because by then you'll be bored. So the game seems to more cater to new players, such as myself at the minute, but it's kind of shits on its old school players. And in my opinion, games these days should really be trying to, appease their veteran players rather than just trying to make new players as quick as they can. But I kind of know why they're doing this, because games like Left 4 Dead, for example, they're only interesting for so long. So for your servers, you're going to need to work on getting as many people in them servers, in them lobbies as you can, rather than trying to appease your long-term players. Because to keep the game alive, you need new players, not old players. That's just the way gaming seems to work these days, and there's nothing wrong with that, because it always gives you a fresh bunch of souls to play games with. So, in my opinion, I think everyone, if you've nothing better to play on the Xbox Game Pass right now, Warhammer 40K Darktide. Just give it a play. See how you think. It's not a bad game. It's a good game if you just want to chill. Bear in mind, standard match is about half an hour max in length, so you do need time. But it's a good game. If you've got nothing better to do, nothing to play, nothing to watch on TV, you want to play something online, you want to just kill things after work when you're stressed, play Warhammer Darktide. Good game. Okay, people, I'm going to get off now. I'm going to get off.